Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to today's episode of Hannon Inside Out. Today we will be speaking with Angie, who is a check-in library assistant. Hi Angie, how are you doing today?
Hey Kaylee, doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Lots of rain today, but it's kind of nice.
Lots of rain. Where are you?
Hawaii.
Right. I'm like, California. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay, we can get right away started with the questions. First, when you tell people you work at the library, what is their typical reaction?
Well, it's been a while since I've told people that I work at the library. It's my circle of people now all know that I've been working at the library for the past since 2014. So at least for 5 years. So, I mean, back then they asked me more questions like, are you interested in breathing dust for the rest of your life? Is that why you've joined the library? And they would be super curious because they didn't know that you had to pursue a master's degree to become a librarian. And that was basically the goal, to work in the library, work my way up to become a librarian. And so, yeah, my family knows that, my friends know that. And so it's been a while since I've had to tell people that I work at the library, but usually their reaction was more questions.
Mm, that makes sense. Could you tell us about your job at the library now?
My job at the library now. Okay, so um, my official position title is check-in assistant. And I want to say that like 95 plus percentage of all of like the library's purchases, the mail, the deliveries, they all have to go through me to enter the library. So campus distribution gets all of this stuff and they deliver it over to the library. And then all of the mail goes to individual people. And then all of the books that we've bought, they arrive like in big boxes. So 30 pounds, 35 pounds per box. You have me ripping open boxes. It's literally Christmas every day. I'm opening up boxes. I'm seeing books that aren't available on the catalog yet. And then it has to go through me, inventory check basically against all of the invoices to make sure that we've got the books that we purchased, make sure that the books are in good condition. And then I start the workflow basically to get the books over to cataloging. Then cataloging makes sure that everything's ready to go over to collections management. And so it's like a conveyor belt. And I am at the start end of the conveyor belt.
That sounds really awesome. It must be nice to just be surrounded by all of these new books that are untouched.
Christmas never gets old. So yes.
So, next question. This is a fun one, I think, because it relates to university. Well, it always relates to university, but undergraduate work. Could you talk about your experience working in the library as an undergraduate?
Okay, so for those who don't know, 2014, no, 2009, 0905 was basically the high school mantra when I graduated. So 2009 to 2013, I was an LMU undergrad and second semester freshman year. So probably 2010 was the first time walked into the library. Okay, so special note, 2009 was basically when the William H. Hannon Library debuted into the LMU world and they opened its doors. So my freshman year was basically the first year for the William H. Hannon Library as well. And 2010 was when I walked in needing a work study position. I had work study awards, I needed a position. And so uh, I got the front, oh, okay, got an email. I got a front desk job and basically it was an awesome position. I basically checked in, checked out books, which it becomes mediocre. But then talking with faculty members, getting to know the regular people's faces, and just having small talk and conversations with people that would be walking on by and basically passing the front desk of the library. It was great.
Would you say your job then influenced your decision to become a librarian now by a lot?
Yes. So as an Asian Pacific Studies major, I did not have a plan to get employed after 2013. Yes, so 2013, senior year, I'm about to graduate. Unemployment is heading fast towards me. And I don't exactly have a plan on what I want to do with an Asian Pacific Studies major. And so basically, people around me were like, you like working at the library. And I was giving off vibes that, yes, one of the biggest regrets of leaving LMU will be like, I won't be able to work at the William H. Hannon Library anymore. And so then people were like, have you thought about library as a career path? And I'm like, I like the library, there's a dot. And library is a career path, that's another dot. So slowly connecting the dots, and then people telling me that there are more opportunities, like if I want to look towards librarianship, and just things started falling into place. I graduated 2013, and then 2014 was when they called me back for, I think the full-time position was the 2014 year. And basically just things started falling into place. I got my position at acquisitions and collections development, and I'm still here. And of course, I wanted to make sure that I pursued more. So pursued, what is it called? The Master's in Library and Information Science degree at San Jose Online. And I graduated there like a year ago now. So yeah, just making sure that my plan is progressing to become a librarian.
I think it's really interesting to hear about everyone's career paths because I'm approaching that time where I have to figure out what to do.
I know, it's like, oh, just your parents might say, don't worry about it, but there's like that invisible pressure on your shoulders. I've been there, I know.
Right. It feels like I need to get the momentum now.
You want to be out of college and then into a job and just smooth transitioning, but you'll definitely get there. Don't worry about it, Kaylee. I know you got this.
Oh, thank you. Okay, we can move on to our next question. Could you tell us about the Asian Pacific American Awards and your work on the committee?
Yes. So it's short APALA, and APALA stands for Asian Pacific American Librarians Association. And it's an affiliate of the American Library Association. And so the APALA Award, just to give a little brief definition about that, authors / books that receive the Asian Pacific American Award for Literature, they're selected because they promote Asian and Pacific American culture and heritage. So currently, basically, there's the adult literature group, and then there's the adult fiction, adult nonfiction, children's books, picture books, and then I think there's one more category. But then I'm in the children's book group. So currently we're looking through, I think it's like the latter part of 2020 all the way through 2021, all the publications of titles that fall under the category of promoting Asian and Pacific American culture and heritage. And we're pulling all of those books together into an Excel spreadsheet. And then basically we're gonna review those and select which one seems to be the best.
That sounds like fun.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun reading. It's so different from like having to read homework assignments and like articles on things that you're not interested in. It's so different from high school.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work as well.
A lot of fun work. When it's fun, it's not work. When it's boring, it's work.
Can I ask, how did you get on the committee?
So again, it's like a network story. So I think it was Carol. Carol and I went to the, whatchamacallit, the central branch. It's a library down in LA. Yes, we went to central LAPL, and then we met a couple of people. And I think that was the day when I met Dora. And Dora also, I think she's Chinese. That should be important information that I should know. But anywho, she was like, Angie, you're Asian and you're trying to become a librarian. Why aren't you in a Paula? And back then, I think I was still a student going through my master's program. And so she was like, sign your butt onto a Paula, and then I'm going to become your mentor. So you need to join the mentor program, and then I will find you. And so she became my mentor that way. And years down the line, they have an open position, and Dora's like, this is good experience for you. You should join it. So she was the one that basically told me about the position. I basically shot an email to the person that she was referencing me to. And here I am today reading children's books. Yay.
Yeah, that sounds like a really, sorry. That sounds like a really fun opportunity. Really great with connections and everything.
Yes, it's, I mean, smallest tidbit life lesson that I've learned living the meager 30 years that I've lived. Uh, life is all about the people that you meet. I mean, yes, it's about opportunities and timing as well, but when you know the right people who are willing to help you and like just push you in the right direction and give you guidance, all of those timing and opportunities, they open up through those people. And so it's like, it's good to have your group of people.
The power of friendship.
Yeah, the power of friendship.
Okay, we can move on to the next question. How have you adapted your job to the online environment?
So my job is one of those positions that you can't adapt to the online environment. And so basically the lockdown first happened in March 2020. And then everybody had to be ushered home. And then April 2020, like when LMU was finally figuring out essential workers who needs to come back immediately because things can't function without them here, I was literally one of the first people to come back to the William H. Hannon Library, which was, I want to say 90% good, 10% bad. Like if you stay and it's like late at night and the sun is gone and it's dark and you're the only department with the lights on and you have to turn the lights off and you're walking through the dark library trying to get to what's that parking structure right outside? Rollinger, yeah. So it's slightly scary. And if you've watched unnecessary amounts of East Asian horror stories with like the long grudgy hair and then the white long dress, yeah, it's not a fun thing to imagine while you're walking to the parking lot all alone. But the 90% good, when you're the only person in the library and you could blast the music like to 100% volume without headphones, and you're throwing yourself a dance party while opening up your Christmas boxes of new books that have arrived, it was pretty epically fun.
It sounds kind of like the Haunting of Hannon.
Yes. The scary part is the Haunting of Hannon, and then the unscary part is like not the Haunting of Hannon.
That's fun. So that about wraps up all of our questions. Do you have anything you want to add before we conclude?
I mean, like, I want to seriously hope that the LMU community, like, especially the students, that they remember that the William H. Hannon Library services are constantly up and running. We're still here. I mean, we hit that first lockdown and everything had to go online. The library literally hit the asphalt running. We were ready. And although we aren't like spatially physically open and we do have great views, and that's like a sad thing that we can't share right now, but our services are available. We're a gateway to a variety of resources, and we're always ready and like wanting to help you to the best of our abilities. So I guess I want my end message to be ultimately kind of High School Musical. We're all in this together, and together we'll get through tough times and whatever ridiculous hurdle we're faced with. So I want to say, we got this.
That's a really sweet message. I think it's really nice to hear it as a student too.
Oh, yay.
Yeah,
I
I
sent
miss
you the
going in.
juju.
I miss going into the library and seeing everyone. It was such a nice, friendly environment.
That environment is still here, but we're all online now.
So that was a really nice note to end on, and that about concludes our session. Thank you, Angie, again for joining us, and
Thank you for
thank,
having me.
thank you to everyone watching. And I can't wait till the library opens again and we can talk to you in person. See you later. Bye bye.